Hello there guys, it's Joey. So I've decided to do a fun video. We're going to do a witchy, semi-gothic, fun haul and favourites video for, we'll say it's for April, but it's really more than that because I've basically decided to do it from things I've had over many months, because I've got some new things that I thought, oh, they'd be really cool, but they're not quite enough to do like a whole haul video. So I thought we'd talk about some favourites as well, and we're going to have a mishmash of all sorts of things. We've got makeup bits, we've got witchy bits. I'm talking about my witchy favourite things for the month. Some which are kind of like somewhere between witchy and gothic-y and stationery, and it's a plethora of things, so it's going to be a whole heap of different bits and pieces that have just been part of my practice or life this month. Brought a little joy in, been useful, been good, and the reason I decided to do this video, dance, magic dance, is because yesterday was the full moon, and I don't know what it was about this full moon, but it left me feeling pants. I just felt blue as, and whether it's all the retrogrades going on, it could be. There's personal stuff going on. I haven't really wanted to talk to almost anybody, and the last few days with the moon have just been. So I thought, you know, what can we do? And I thought, why don't we talk about something joyous, something fun? Ember did a really awesome video about 3 things that bring you joy, and I was like, well, I could do that, but there's so many, so why don't we just do a whole video and favourites video and talk about things instead. Okay, so I'll tell you what, we'll start with like the beauty things, and then if you don't want to hear about beauty things, you can skip. So, I'm actually missing one of these. I don't know. Ah, it's there. Never mind. It's fallen down the other side. So, I went to TK Maxx on the weekend and I saw this. So, this is Bella Beauty 5-piece cosmetic brush set. And it came in this gorgeous box, and it came in like there was cardboard inside to hold them in front, but I took that out because I want to put all my little eyeshadows in that box because I've already got a makeup brush box, if you like, that stands up, because I got some makeup brushes for Christmas as a gift, and some of them have already like snapped apart already, and it's like I haven't even really been using the ones that snap apart. That's really pretty bad. So I got these for £10, and this is why I bought them, because they've got purple frosted tips, and they've also kind of got this really quite cute pineapple design on the side. Anyway, I paid £10 in TK Maxx, and I got home and looked it up, and they were like $60 online, and I was like, that's quite a saving, so that's pretty cool. I'm not going to talk at length about makeup brushes or anything, but I did get some. I've also got a few makeup bits as well. It's some of it has been over, I don't know, it's been quite some time really. The Makeup Geek stuff I got from Beauty Bay, and I was hesitant to get from Beauty Bay because I'd heard really bad things about people not getting their orders, this, that and the other, and I thought, well, I'll risk it, and they came really quickly and it was all fine. So I got Makeup Geek 2 of the duochrome eyeshadow pans. I got Voltage. I'm not taking them out, and I'll explain why in a minute. For these 2 anyway, and this one is Phantom. I wanted Black Light, but they didn't have it, and this is a dual chrome eyeshadow. They're loose little pans. That's once you take them out, they're like loose pans, and I don't have anything to put them in, so I'm not taking those out. I will take these 2 out though. So these are the other 2 I got, and these are the duochrome pigments, which are much more pigmented, as they might suggest, than the eyeshadow, but perhaps still not as pigmented as I'd hoped, although I do really love Wildfire. So this is Wildfire, and it's what I have on my main lid today. And I also picked up Insomnia, which is this gorgeous green-brown underworld colour. It's gorgeous. on that note, I also have got quite a few of the NYX duochrome eyeshadows. Duochrome eyeshadows are my jam. I love them. Now, I love NYX, but I've had some serious issues with NYX over the last few months. So, Makeup Geek are cruelty free, but then not vegan because they may contain byproducts. NYX are vegan and cruelty free, and they're really good and cheap. But I've been ordering off the NYX UK website, which is located in France. And I've had something broken 3 out of 3 orders. And I've had to like chase them up and argue with them. And so the other thing is, I can't show you this one properly. This is Bewitched and the colour is really nice. But they pop out of the... I don't know if you can see, they pop out of the casing really easily, and I know they're not particularly expensive, but cheese and crackers. And then there's like golden peach, and then my favourite one was glass slipper, which is one of the ones that arrived broken the first time, and I was really kind of heartbroken. And it's this beautiful, it's really hard to describe, it's like a grey green, but it's like glass slipper. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous. I also got 2 of their duochrome highlighters, as well as some of their lipsticks and some of their eyeliners, and this is over the course of 8 months. So I got the duochrome highlighters, and I got them in Snow Rose and Lavender Steel. So this one looks like a lilac-y purple, and this one looks like a white-y pearl pink. And I thought I was going to prefer this. I prefer this. This is much better. And this is one that arrived completely smashed up, and they didn't believe me even after I sent pictures and complained, and I will never buy on NYX online again, unfortunately, after this thing. I can now get them in Boots, like going into Boots, but they don't have all the latest stuff, which is a bit irritating. I also got 2 of the eyeliners in the faux white eyeliners in White Smoke, which is a lavender, and Mint Cream. Now again, I thought Mint Cream was going to be my jam, and this was just to see. This is much more me, and this was slightly disappointing, because I thought this was going to be like a mint that I could use on the top of my eyeline. You can use it on your waterline to brighten, but it looks white, and I will actually... It looks white. It doesn't look mint at all, and I was hoping for a little bit more pigment rather than it just being for the waterline. But, and then last but not least, as I power through, and we'll get to some more witchy things, I've got 4 of the lipsticks that I really like. Pandora, which is what I have on now. Power, which is one of my new favourites, which is this stone grey, a stone cold grey purple lilac colour. It's gorgeous. Talia, which is a nude, and Sky Rose, which is a nudie pink. So there you go. They're really inexpensive at NYX, and they had an offer on when I went to Boots to, I can't remember what it was, probably 3 for 2 or something like that, so I got it for even less than that. But we will move on, and we shall have a favourite next. What is my favourite incense this month? Well, it's an actual surprise for me, because the favourite incense that I've been using this week is the one that came in the Spooky Box Club this month, which is the Prosperity by the Elements. So it's all gone. It's all gone. There's none left. And this has really surprised me because it smelled really nice. And a lot of Prosperity incenses smell like pine toilet cleaner, and you just like, no, why? But this didn't. This had, I can still smell it. It's kind of like a fruity smell. It's sort of like fruity sweets, and it smelled really good. So I'd been using that all month, and I highly recommend that incense. And oh, there's one more kind of makeup-y thing, but there's two more kind of makeup-y things actually. So I got a hand cream from the Face Shop. And this is why. This is why. It's also called Vanilla Chiffon. And it's pretty nice in terms of like a scent, but let's be real here. This is why I bought it. And true to form as well, I actually got a body powder for Christmas from the Fairy magazine. They're on Facebook as the Fairy magazine, and they have a Fairy magazine, and I got two of the body powders. I got one for me and one for my sister. The one that I got my sister is a jasmine one, and it had like a queen on it, and she's big into history, and it was a vegan and cruelty free and all that stuff, and my sister has to have vegan or her skin freaks out. So I have to be very careful what we buy for my sister in terms of that sort of thing. She loves hers. I got this one, the Bewitching body powder. Now again, I bought this for the tin, let's be real here. And it's supposed to be patchouli, Joe's. It's supposed to be Joe's. It's supposed to be for me. It's supposed to be rose and jasmine. I'm still migraine braining because of the pollen, and the weather keeps changing. I don't know if anybody has noticed what's going on in England, but it was 22 degrees on Sunday. That's summer top temperatures in England, and now it's 10. So in the space of a few days it's been all over the place. Right, so this is what it looked like. Now I have barely touched this, and this is how much came in here, so that was a bit disappointing. And the other thing that was a bit disappointing, and I need to basically go faff with it myself, is that it only smells of patchouli. I can't smell the other flavours in there at all. So the overpoweringness of the patchouli has not been balanced, which is a shame. I mean, the starchiness is fine, it feels fine, it's not giving me any problems, but I wanted to smell the rose and the jasmine. I wanted a combo. I didn't want just patchouli. So let's talk about Hobbycraft. So I've gotten a few things at Hobbycraft which I've been kind of using in my pagan practice. Some are fun, some are a little bit more usable. So the first thing is I got some owl stickers, which are the cutest little owl stickers, and I kind of waited till now because I sent Sterling some of these. So I was like, I can't show them until Sterling has opened her owl stickers, because they are the cutest little owl stickers. So they'll go in, you know, diaries, journaling, that sort of thing, just because I can. They also had fox wasabi tape, and I was like, I don't care what I'm going to use it for, it's fox wasabi tape. I have found uses for it. I sent Miss Daligan something and used it with that, and I've used it here and there in decorating and stuff, because I've got a new journal that I need to start soon in terms of recipes and things, so there's that. And then I got these, and I love these. So these are fluid metallic brush markers, 8 shimmering colours that I got from Hobbycraft. They're actually by Paper Mania, Crafts TM, and just dude, I don't think I've got a piece of paper I can show you. Hang on. No, I don't. But let's get them out. So these are the colours that you get. And if I show you the lilac, can I do it on the box? Hang on. Yeah, if I unfold the box a bit, we can do it. So, and they're kind of like an inky felt tip. And this is the lavender colour, and they're kind of metallic but shimmery. So they're really, really wonderful for spell work. So like you get a bronze and a gold and a silver, so you can use silver for your moon work. You can use these for like finance work. You can use your blues and purples for healing and spirit work and things, and then you've got greens, which if you wanted to use for finances you could, but like earthy magics and again healing or grounding or things like that. And I just love that they have that shimmer and that metallic, so, and they're great again for like journaling, if you're doing vision boards and that sort of thing. They're really great for that. So the book that I have purchased recently, a witch book that I have purchased recently, and I can remember the English language and we're fine, is this book, which is the Verdant Gnosis, Cultivating the Green Path. And it's about plant magic, and it comes from the point of view of largely of alchemy, and this kind of drawing on experience of alchemy and the way the world works, and then plant devas, and taking a deeper thought process behind it. So, and there's some of the imagery is gorgeous. That to me, it says you, but that to me looks like Hecate, with the two hounds down the bottom there. Let's see if I can find some more artwork, because the artwork is exquisite. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's a little bit more complex on the terms of, it's more on like the scholarly side than it is on like the practical magic side, but I think it's a depth of knowledge that works if you're really interested in plant devas and working closely with the green path and nature all around you, and you want to see an interconnection between the cycles of life. And there's actually something in here that, let me see if I can find it, that talks about the alchemic processes in terms of decomposition of plants and how they give up different parts of themselves at different parts of the alchemic process. And it kind of like relates that to a spirituality. No, I can't find it without being here forever, but it's well worth a read. It's really, really good. So talking about plants, the plant that I have been using and reaching for time and time again this month, this is a little jar. I had two jars, and this is me on my second, has been nettle root. Nettle root. It sounds like it deserves its own song. What do you reckon? Nettle root. Everybody should use nettle root. So I read a really interesting thing this morning about nettle root, that you can have a hair tonic along with burdock root, which is supposed to help with the growth of hair. There you go. There you go. If you want to grow some hair in your little herb garden, you know, growing some hair. No, not really. Sorry. I'm in a strange mood today. I'm amused because they've announced the Cuchulainn movie, which amused me no end. So generally speaking, when you look up nettle, you'll get the generalized nettle meaning. So nettle is strongly associated with Samhain, associated with, it can be masculine, although the natural association of plant being masculine or feminine is a little bit, I don't know, it doesn't work for me. I don't like assigning gender necessarily to plants, because plants and plant devas tend to be what they are, and then anyway, nettle teaches us how to transmute painful life experiences into personal growth and change. Just as the stinging nettle herself yields a wonderful tonic, nettle renders strength to the emotions. God, did we need that this full moon. Underpinning them and allowing a person to use them to grow and manifest change. Nettle can be used to contact the inner warrior, to fan the flames of courage and assertiveness to those who need to conquer their own fiery emotions in order to break free from bad patterns, as well as victim mentality. Nettle reminds us of our own resilience and our personal power, allowing us to cope with bad situations and see a way out of problems, as well as making our emotions less overpowering. Helps bring out the qualities of a leader enthusiasm, commitment and strength of purpose, as well as the ability to seize the initiative. So it has been something that I have just been reaching for and reaching for and reaching for again. So there you go. That reminds me to pull up the meanings of this next product, which is one of mine that I've been using. This is the second time I've topped mine. I've just topped mine up because I got through it and I was like, oh, I can talk about this and this one. So I've been using this. This is one of the Starry-Eyed Supplies Anointing Perfume Spell Oils. This one is Witching Hour. So the Witching Hour is that gorgeous oil which has the blue shimmer throughout. And you can get it in candle form or spell oil form or this form. Now this form brings out the scent more so. And the Witching Hour is, through the Starry-Eyed lens, is about personal empowerment. So I'm going to read to you what I've written. So empowerment, potential, magic and ritual, with my own little Starry Witch stickers, which you get with every perfumed oil. Little witch to look out the bottle at you. The scent to me is clean, evocative, light, gently sweet with a kick. The Witching Hour is the mystical time of night when witches and magical creatures are at their most powerful, and so the Witching Hour seeks to empower you to your full magical potential. Wonderful for spells and rituals involving personal empowerment, releasing your magic and mundane potential into the world, and to help you reclaim the excitement of your witch path after difficult times and to connect with the essence of magic wherever you go. It reminds me of the Roald Dahl quote, and above all, watch with glittering eyes the whole world around you, because the greatest secrets are always hidden in the most unlikely places. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. Push through creative blocks, stagnant energies and witchy lethargy with this incredible anointing oil, as it reminds you of the magical excitement of a witchy existence. And you get, you know, a little rollerball. Oh, it smells so good, I love it. I love it. Okie dokie. The next thing, I got 2 of the little pop vinyl Harlequins for my keys. Because I want to. And I've got some other statues here as well, actually. I grabbed some of the pop, they're not pop, they're DC pint size, and I got Poison Ivy, Catwoman and Harlequin. Those are my 3 favourites. I have quite a few of the others because I would grab one every time I went shopping because they sold them in Tesco, and I was like, I want the girlies. And I've been talking about the Dark Queen archetype on the blog, about how like that female villain is actually much stronger than sometimes the heroes are presented as, and I think that's true in the comics as well as Pumpkin Jack. What do you reckon? Should we pop Pumpkin Jack back here? Oh, he's got some fluff on him. How have you got fluff on you? Goodness, that's what you get. Right. Okie dokie then. So I've got some other favourites that people have probably seen before, so I'm just going to say that I have been really enjoying them, and time and time again this month I've been reaching for the Flowers of the Night Oracle by Sherilyn Darcy. And I've talked about these in length. There's a whole video going through them. I was super excited for them. I've really been enjoying them. I think they've been very on the mark when I've needed a question answered, and the affirmation that they give with the card has seriously helped me this month, and longer than that, but these have been the ones I have been reaching for time and time again this month. And we're on to the last 3 things. So This is the little book of spells from the Spooky Box Club, and it's actually like a little notebook, but I have been loving this little thing. It's such the perfect size to just throw in your bag, and then if you have ideas that you need to remember later, you can just jot them down, and it's just been so handy for that. Like the Spooky Box Club, particularly this box, all the things in there I've been loving. I used up the incense, and I've been loving that little booklet, and yeah. So something people might have noticed in a previous video, and I've had the odd question about it, is I have a new piece of jewellery which was a gift, and it's from Dixie, and this is it Scarthy? I'm pretty sure it's Scarthy. Fiery Goddess of Winter with a fire opal and a thorns, and I love it. So I thought I would include that because it's really, really gorgeous, and some people have been asking about it. And last but certainly not least is something that is new, which I ordered, and that was the Fox and Raven print from Wild Spirit Weaver, Miss Beth Wildwood. Her art is everything. And not only that, but the little thank you card she sent has a bee on it, so a flying bee. So anybody who knows anything is like, a bee, okay, that's synchronistic, we don't know what that's about. She also sent me a free gift, and this came yesterday in the midst of my emotional upheaval for full moon, and I was doubting everything, and I was doubting everything, and it's been one of those months where the actions of individuals have led me to be like Dark Night of the Soul style doubting myself. And I got this message like, there's something in this box which will remind you where you belong. And I knew what the print was, but the other thing that was all wrapped up, and it was like wrapped up in red tissue paper, and I was like, okay, this is Morrigan, because that's who I believed it was. And then it was red tissue paper, and I was like, okay, this is what she sent me. So I could cry, and I did cry yesterday. It's a raven, one of her hand-painted ravens on a rock with a labyrinth, sat on top of a labyrinth. And this was just Morrigan. This was just Morrigan being like, I'm your rock. I'm your ground. I'm your, you know, I will keep you grounded. This is the stepping stone of who you are, to keep going, to keep becoming, to keep believing. The labyrinth is one of my favourite symbols, particularly the Celtic labyrinth. And that, like with the raven, and because I initially was like, oh, it's going to be a fox, or it's going to be a bee, or something like that. No, it was full on Morrigan, and this was a free gift, and she's just such an amazing woman. I love Beth Wildwood. I love her work. Look at this fox face. Look how gorgeous his little face is. And this is for some spirit work that I'm doing, which again, some people will know what that means, and some people will be like, I have no idea what that means, but it's a pretty picture. She is an amazing artist. She does the work on the antlers. She supports her wildlife sanctuary. She's on Etsy. Go check her out. Go seriously support her. She's amazing, amazing lady. And that's it. So it's been quite a long video. We've shown quite a few bits and pieces. It's been a little bit all over the place, but I hope you guys had fun. So that's it for this video. Many blessings.